Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many different callbacks to the prequels and the originals that will be used in a way in order to evolve the characters of Kylo Ren and Rey, as well as a way by J.J. Abrams, in order to really provide a lot of revelations and saga-wide implications in this story. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, we do know that this movie is going to introduce over 8 new characters in Episode 9, which may be a good or a bad thing. We're not quite sure. We'll have to wait and see on exactly how those characters are really going to fit into the storyline, and exactly how they're going to move the main characters like Rey, Kylo, Luke, Lando, Leia, Poe, Finn, you name it. Pretty much, moving forward from start to finish of this movie. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for the new villain of Episode 9. Now, specifically, a description of the new villain dubbed as the Dark Acolyte, where it said that he has both Rey and Kylo in a Force Freeze, where he is using the Force Stasis technique, where he is giving Kylo and Rey a lecture. The next describes the villain walking up closer to Kylo Ren, where he begins to tell Kylo Ren that he has found the key to eternal life, and that it is impossible to destroy him. It's described that the villain, also known as Vance, begins to talk and sound like Emperor Palpatine, even though he does not appear like the popular Sith Lord. It's said that Vance holds the mannerisms and the voice of Palpatine during this time, and that he bounces back and forth between two different minds. It's said that one of the scenes involves Vance revealing to Kylo that he holds the power of the spirit of Sidious and is able to let him take over at will, and that this was achieved through the origins of the dark side in the beyond, and is an ancient power that was discovered by the acolytes. It's said that one of the sequences Vance reveals to Kylo is that he plans to become one with Kylo Ren, as he is the perfect vessel of the Skywalker family. The villain in the film is described to have split personalities and bounces back and forth between Palpatine and Vance, where it's said that Ian McDiarmid did tons of voiceover work for the young acolyte by providing Palpatine's voice. Now, it's said that the new villain will be introduced as a new character, however, eventually transitions to himself becoming Palpatine primarily in the third act of Episode 9. So, I want to go over a couple of parts about this and as to why this lines directly up with what we heard a couple of weeks ago about the spirit of Sidious actually being associated with the new villain. So, from what it seems, what it turns out to be is that this new villain is going to have split personalities. It's basically going to bounce back and forth between Vance and, of course, Palpatine, where we do get to hear Palpatine's voice in this young body that is going to be portrayed most likely by Matt Smith himself. And speaking about Matt Smith, guys, I gotta tell you, what was really weird the other day was that Disney and Lucasfilm, they took his name immediately off of all the international StarWars.com websites, almost as if they are really trying to hide something, because they do know that, a lot of people are really wondering as to exactly what's going on with Emperor Palpatine, what's his role in this story. And ever since Matt Smith, was long rumored to be in the movie, and the more leaks that really came out and about him being connected to Sidious, that's exactly when Disney pulled his name from, of course, the international websites that belong to StarWars.com. So, what I find very interesting about this is how they are keeping Matt Smith's role that big of a secret, to the point where they really have to take his name off of these websites. So, moving past all of this, alright, what I find very intriguing is how he plans to take over Kylo Ren, and uses him as a vessel at a certain point in time in this film, as he is said to be the strongest member of the Skywalker family. Now, what does that really mean when he takes over him as a vessel of some sorts? To me, this sounds like that the spirit of Sidious is going to exit the body of the acolyte, also known as Vance, and enter the body of Kylo Ren at a certain point in time in this movie. Very Exorcist-like, I gotta say, guys, and I'm not quite sure how a lot of fans are gonna react to this. Again, just speaking about it in words, yes, it can sound a little cheesy and weird, but I think that JJ is gonna be able to pull this off. It's funny, when we heard about The Last Jedi leaks, I would say prior to December of 2017, when everybody heard about Luke Skywalker using the Force projection, nobody would even imagine a Star Wars movie actually using something like that in a story itself. And now it seems like we're in the same exact territory, where now it's basically the spirit, the actual spirit of Sidious, entering the body of the Dark Acolyte. Now, this is different than essence transfer, this is different than Legends material, but at the same exact time, it basically is the same exact thing. You can really see how Disney and Lucasfilm are really taking and cherry-picking things from Legends and kind of making it into something of their own. So this isn't essence transfer per se, this is just the spirit of Sidious actually living within another person's body and plans to eventually go into the body of Kylo Ren and become Kylo Ren. That, once again, alright, is already borrowed from Legends material, where Palpatine says to Luke Skywalker in Legends, in the Dark Empire comic, "Perhaps I could even be as you." He tells that to Luke Skywalker inside of his throne room. So you can really see how Disney and Lucasfilm are really using a lot of Legends in this movie. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.